Hi guys, welcome to today's video. We are here for another Harry Potter chit chat video. If you haven't seen any other videos in this series, I will link the playlist down below for you. But it's just a video where we talk about Harry Potter, the movies, the films and the polishes. So I try and pick up as many Harry Potter themed polishes as I can. I came to the realisation about 6 months ago I can't have them all, because it was getting to the point where I was getting really frustrated that I couldn't afford to buy them all. So I am a little bit more choosy than what I used to be, but I have, I think, about 15 polishes to talk to you about today. So I'm not really going to talk about the coats and how they apply. I'm really going to just talk about the polish and it correlating to the story of Harry Potter. So like I say, if you've not seen any others, you can watch all the ones in the playlist. And let's get going with this video. Should we try and do them by brand? Maybe that's a good way of doing it, because I have a ton of Pahlish to start us off with. I also do include Fantastic Beasts polishes in this series as well. So the first couple that I have are spells, she says. Or do I just have one spell? I just have the one spell. I completely lied to you. So this is called Wingardium Leviosa. I don't know really what more I can say about this, because the spells themselves can kind of be any colour unless we see like a flash of like bolt of lightning or something that is showing us. Like Expecto Patronum I always imagine to be white, and Avada Kedavra is green, and I want to say that Wingardium Leviosa might be more of a blue cast when they do the spell, because blue went very well in my mind. If someone had said what colour do you think Wingardium Leviosa is, I would have said blue, and it's just a nice medium toned blue hollow. So overall I'm very happy with how that looks, but like I say, the spells can kind of be whatever colour you in your mind, my mind, the maker's mind think they should be. I have Scamander, and this is based off of Newt Scamander, which is obviously the main protagonist in the Fantastic Beasts. This is a beautiful hot corally jelly with a ton of opalescent glitters in here. I wore this when I did some last filming, so you may have seen this on my nails in videos. I really love this, and I kind of feel that it matches the essence of Newt really well. Although this is not like in keeping with his colours of his clothes or anything, when I saw this I just felt this matched Newt really well. This kind of like bright, happy soul, I just really felt that it worked really well for him, and therefore, although it may not physically match any references that we're shown, I feel that it's really nice. I think it fits for Newt really well. The other four that we have two of the houses ones. So we have Godric representing obviously Gryffindor house and Salazar representing Slytherin house. You can't really go wrong with these as long as you match the name reference to the colour house, as in like Gryffindor's always going to be red, Slytherin's always going to be green, and therefore I'm really happy with both of these. This is a green with a green flash and a red with a red flash. Another one from the Fantastic Beasts series is NIffler, and NIffler is one of my favourite creatures. Should I actually go? Hold right there, 1 second, let me go. I really needed to get these anyway because I wanted to put them on one of my shelves, but I have a collection of Nifflers. So for your own reference, this is a Niffler. Little black creature with sandy paws, and the Nifflers love collecting gold. So with this polish it is gold, black with the gold. So that works absolutely perfectly, dead on what a Niffler looks like. We then have Weasley's, a wizard, or Wheezes. Say that 3 times fast if you can. And this is a reddy, little bit of orange holographic in here, and it's kind of representative of the Joke Sweet store. I don't know what you're going to call what you would say define the Weasley shop as, because it is like candies and there's sweet candies and sweets, and there's also tricks and like kind of like a bit like Zonko's joke shop. To me, if you're thinking Weasley, you would maybe think a little bit more orange, but if you're thinking of the shop, I would say this is a good match because I feel that it was a nice bright colour. So depending on how you interpret it, depends on how much I think it matches. But for the shop, I think this is a really great match. So that was Weasley's, a wizard, or Wheezes. I will try and link all indie sellers down below. I'm not sure if all of them are going to be available, but I will link them all down below for you anyway. I have two from Stella Chroma, and these, one was polished pickup and the other one was not. So the one that wasn't polished pickup is called Mama Lion, and this is representative of Molly Weasley, and it is a beautiful bronze polish, and I think this works really well. Again, it's got the orangey element from the the ginger hair of the Weasleys, but we don't really see Molly in bright coloured clothes. She is more normally toned down. Therefore I think this having the beautiful brown bronze colour really suits her well. Something very nice and earthy about the colour, so I think that one suits Molly very well, and I think that's the only Molly Weasley polish that I have. Some characters are done obviously a lot more than others. And the other one is called And Let Me Show You, and this was based off of some artwork that was on one of the front of the Harry Potter books, and it's one where Voldemort and Harry are fighting. I want to say it's one of the last books. So this does match the cover, and if I can find the cover I will put it up, but I don't know if I can be able to find it or not. Like I say, it came out in Pahlish pickup, and this is black, and then there's a ton of rainbow and multi-chrome flakies in here, and it kind of shows, I guess, like the way that they are fighting, and then Harry being the light and Voldemort being the black, and this mash of energy in like the battle. And it's one of Voldemort's most famous lines is "Let me show you." So this definitely matched the artwork. Like I would say, if I can find the artwork I really will try, but sometimes when they're like so limited edition with Pahlish pickup, it's really hard to go back and find previous references for things. But that one again is a really good match to the reference. We have one Night Owl lacquer, and this one is called Snowy Owl, obviously representative of our dearly beloved Hedwig, and this is a white with tons of very fine grey flakies in there, so it does look exactly like the wing of a snowy owl, and therefore you can't get any better match than that. In the bottle it also has a little bit of a golden shimmer, but I don't really see that on the nail, but it does exactly look like a snowy owl. They couldn't have got this any more perfect. So that was Snowy Owl by Night Owl lacquer. I have two by Lyn B Designs. The first one is called Obliviate, and this is kind of like a puttyish colour with a strong light blue flash, and then we also have silver holographic flakies in here. Again, with the spells you can kind of go whichever way you'd like to with it. I think this works well, and I think that the flakies work really well, because Obliviate normally means like kind of like blow up in a way, so the sparks would be like kind of like, I don't know, like the aftermath of the spell, if that makes any sense to you. Like you zap and then there'd be all this stuff just flying through the air from where you've made something Obliviate. So therefore I think that concept works really well with this. So that was Obliviate. The other one that I have is Death, and this is part of the trio that she did of all of the unforgivable curses. This one obviously represents Avada Kedavra, and it is a black base with green flakies in here. So as I said before, Avada Kedavra always going to be a green aspect to me anyway, and that one just works really well, being dark with the emerald green flash to it. Works really well. So that one was Death, and that was also Lyn B Designs. I have two from the Harry Potter box from last year. What's it called? The spell box. Can't remember. That's really bad of me. But these were in that box last year. So the first one that we have is the Unbreakable Vow, and this is by Never Enough Polish. And this in the bottle looks like nothing compared to on the nail. On the nail in person it's absolutely amazing. So it's a multi-chrome base, and then we have a ton of tiny little flakes, and they're all mainly like yellow and red. That is just very unusual, and it does remind me of when they cast the Unforgivable spell. Do they hold hands and the spell kind of weaves around them? It does kind of give that effect to it, and where it is dark but with all the specks, it's kind of like dark and mysterious. So I think it works for the spell really well. Again, this is just my interpretation. You can kind of do this however you like with them. We then have Reducto, and this is from Blue Eyed Girl Lacquer, and this is a blue with a bright blue shimmer. Absolutely stunning this is. Again, like can't even speak. It's so beautiful. And again, with the spells you can kind of do whatever you want with them. I'm not saying this matches Reducto perfectly, but what does? It's just a pretty polish and another Harry Potter one. Reducto by Blue Eyed Girl Lacquer. We then have Polish Me Royalty Boy Who Lived, and this is a polish that could always be, I wore it as a topper over black, but it could be born out to be by itself. This is like your classic Harry polish. You've got your lightning bolts, you've got your red in there, so you've got your Gryffindor aspect of it, you've also got your lightning bolt aspect of it for the scar. So it's just a very classic Harry polish to me, and sometimes the obvious is good. Sometimes being too creative about it and out of the box doesn't always land that well, but this just lands perfectly because it is what it says it is. It is Harry Potter in a bottle. That was Boy Who Lived, which I wore as a topper, by Polish Me Royalty. And the last three are from Glam Polish. The first one I can't really say much about. It's called Muggle Worthy, and it's from their Fantastic Beasts 2 collection. It's absolutely stunning, I can tell you that. It's green with a ton of flakies in there, and it's like this dual-toned, just beautifulness. I absolutely love that one. How does it match to Muggle Worthy? I don't know, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. We then also have another Obliviate, so we have two, and like I say, it really shows that you can do kind of anything with this. And this one is more of a mint, base with a ton of multi-chrome glitters in it. When I originally showed this in my monthly favourites, I said it looked like mint chocolate chip ice cream, but with the spells, again, you can kind of do whatever you want to. With the spells, and it's probably like the most you can kind of go wherever you want with it. Like the potions, you normally have a reference for the potion, but the spells you can kind of do whatever you want. So that was Obliviate. The last one is called Priore Incantatum, and this is friggin' stunning. Again, I normally find the Harry Potter polishes are just beautiful, and that's one of the reasons why I do love collecting them specifically, because I know they're going to be amazing most of the time, 99% of the time. And this you wear as a topper, and in my swatch it's worn over a dark blue or a navy. And Priore Incantatum, I believe, is the spell where you do this on a wand and it will tell you the wand story. So it will say the last spell that the wand casts. So it's kind of a way of, like, I guess, the detective work. You do use that spell on a wand and the wand will say what its history is. So again, it can be kind of anything. I think if I'm looking really, like, some of the makers who watch this might think like, she's gone too into this. But to me, being clear, it kind of shows that it works with everything. So it's a spell that would work with whatever wand you did it on, and it will change no matter what that spell you use. So the other wand being the base. So whatever base you use, it will create a different effect. So every time you did this spell on a wand, you'd get a different answer. So I really feel that kind of works well. And again, that might be me looking way too deep into things, but I just think that it will just transform no matter what base you put it on. It will look so different and it will highlight different aspects of the polish. I love that one so much. So that was another video on Harry Potter Chit Chat. Thank you so much for taking part. Please talk all things Potter in the comments below, and I will be back with another one of these in a few months' time. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.